Hey everybody, gonna try another film with my old cell phone. See if hopefully I got some better quality this time. And some brighter light. Boy, I'm getting on. Oh, may the Lord bless all of you. I do thank anybody's coming back and watching the films. And I don't know what this Windows 10's doing, boy. It's taking all kinds of things away from us. And whew, when we had programs, it was working just fine. And but using my oldest cell phone, and it records it in megabytes, and it don't take but just a few minutes to send up an hour film up there to YouTube. Otherwise, it takes 2, 3, and 4 hours. I've even taken Donna to the store all the way to Walmart and done all that shopping and come back and put stuff away. And even went out to cut the grass, and it still hasn't loaded into up there because it's in gigabytes using these new phones that they've come up with us. On these slide phones, you know, touch phones. My word, it's stored in gigabytes, and because of its programming. Okay, anyway, I'm trying to use my phone, and I even put a mirror in behind, so I can actually see that I'm there in the because my phone only going to show one way, because it's one of those old Samsungs and flip phone. And I really love it. I miss the thing really. But anyway, I wanted to do another film and to bring some more stuff in and highlight with some of the films I've already done. I do apologize if the quality ain't the best. That old gal over there doesn't have the memory that it needs, and it's outdated really. And here I had new laptops. It's Windows 10. Thank you for your updates. Yeah, and here we go. So anyway, so we'll figure this thing out. I even have to take the chip out of this old Samsung, this flip phone, and stick it over here in a memory card, put it in my baby laptop and load the film, and then put it on a thumb drive, and take the thumb drive and put it over here on the great big computer laptops, and then try to send that up to YouTube. So there's a way of getting through this and getting things done. But man, it's a pain, isn't it? Anyway, well, we're in a mess, ain't we? With all this stuff going on, and I watched some pretty good films here this morning. I've seen some pretty good presentations of what this one fellow was presenting. He had quite a bit of stuff he gave, and he done an awesome, marvelous job. I don't want to give out some names because what do you do? Because they're not willing to mention our name. No, that they got some of their stuff from us. You know, that they're now bringing out there on TV and the satellites and around the world. And okay, whatever. What came unto me freely is freely given. And but I wanted to try to give you a little more into this insight of what's really going on, because everybody's worrying about Ezekiel 37 and 38 and 39, I guess it is. You know, this Gog and Magog, because I did bring some highlight into the Gogs and Magogs. Oh, there's going to be a Gog and Magog. It's going to be a bad battle. But the Lord's going to preserve Israel all the way. You know, during the millennium, they're not going to be needing those sticks that they'll be picking up sticks for 7 years. They're not going to need those they're not going to need all those garments, and they're not going to need all the gold and silver that they'll be going out there and picking up all the gold and silver and garments, because they're going to be given a white robe, right? Returning from heaven. So they're not going to need all that stuff. So these preachers, they don't know where to put some of this stuff, and these students and novelists, you know, claiming they're going to be picking up sticks for 7 years or whatever during the millennium. No. You see, there's a Gog and Magog that's going to come, and we all know that most of these renowned preachers and those who's done much study, they know that this Gog and Magog is coming, and all this stuff that's happening now in the nations is setting it all up with Iran and Iraq and Syria and all this other stuff, and Russia and Russia's not the country to get mad and no, we need to keep them on our side. And I like the ruler of Russia, and I despise the one that's been chosen that we're trying to get rid of, that's over America. Man, he's done nothing. But then we got the gospel people rejoicing, saying, well, he just said, well, okay, they are setting things up for the end time. That's what they're doing. You know, choosing somebody who's a sworn Muslim instead of someone who's upholds and wants to uplift and uphold the Bible. Well, it's all playing its role again and again of what's going to happen. And there will be a bad, bad battle of Gog and Magog out there in that territory of the Golden Heights and up front coming in from the north. It's going to be really bad. But Israel will come out of every last bit of it. And I watched a really good film this morning of this fellow, and he did a really good job. He really did a good job. But I really enjoyed what he gave. And I've given a bunch of it too the same way. I just don't have that great big layout that he has, and the great big studios, and the great big chalkboards, and all these presentations to put behind me, you know, and bring in the presentations I have. So that's all we can do. I wanted to bring you into relation of some of this into the book of Joel in chapter 2. Boy, it's got some good stuff in here. And we can see a lot of it for today and time, and we can see a lot of it even for the end times. Things that's going to be happening when all this stuff is all said and done, and what will be happening against the earth and the nations and things, and what the Lord will always do for Israel and always has. But man, it's a big old chapter, Joel chapter 2. Joel's after Hosea, and you got Daniel in front of, over here in front of Ezekiel, Daniel before. So you got the book of Joel, and let's see, what's the next book after Joel? I ought to have them memorized, right? But I just roll the page, and you get, let's see, it starts with Amos after that. So you got Amos, yeah. Anyway, you found the book of Joel. It's a, my goodness, he had some good stuff. He was an awesome man of God. Boy, I tell you what, he gave it, you know, it was the prophets of the Lord that had the insight. It wasn't the lifted up and highly esteemed. The Lord said he'd hide wisdom and knowledge from the wise, the prudent, the lifted up. Well, they're doing their best to try to give insight by what they know and by what they see, but they still can't see the unseen or hear the unspoken. And these preachers on TV, they're not the only ones that's done those thousands and thousands of hours of study of this entire Bible over and over and over. They're not the only ones. They're just the ones who gets the TV and all those offerings and have their they have a way given unto them to be broadcasted around the world. Fly to Israel 10 times a year. Okay, fine. At least somebody gets to do that. But here we got to go to work for a living, and we're still trying to do our best to help the people and get this stuff and try to help them in learning and understanding what's really going on. We're trying to see if we can turn this nation around, and I pray the Lord lets us do that through this new vote that's coming up on the presidency. We need to turn this thing around. Lord, we need your help to turn it around, if you're willing to turn any of this around. Because the end times is going to come. It's going to get hit so hard that this nation ain't going to know what's hit it. They force everything on the other nations and telling them they got to comply and strip their constitutions too, and be part of this new bylaws and standards that the United Nations has set. And we're in trouble. Either way we go, it's setting everything up. It truly is of what's going to happen and how bad this thing's going to hit. Oh my gosh, I'm going to drink my juice. Get me a drink. I want to bring you Joel chapter 2. My goodness, this chapter, it's got some, it's a long chapter. But can I get through this? My goodness sakes. And you could preach 10 sermons out of Joel chapter 2. You know, you could start just about anywhere and go from all through it. But we'll just see how it goes. And I want to show you how even some of this can tie in with Revelations and Daniel and what we have going on today and what's happening out there. And I love my Old Testament. I love my New too. And they go hand in hand, don't they? And here we go. Let's see here. And Lord, help me give this, you know, my mind will stay focused. There's so much things I can break off and give in this, Lord. And so help the people to have an ear and a heart to listen and ears to hear and listen. And may they get something out of it. And in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Amen. Hello. Joel chapter 2, it says, blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound the alarm in my holy mountain. Do you remember the last film we did? We done Ezekiel 33, and for, if the trumpet blow the trumpet, and then he not give them warning, and he didn't warn that we're seeing the enemy coming, and he didn't blow the trumpet, yep, it'd be at the watchman's hand, he'd be in trouble because he didn't tell everybody and warn the people. So we are to do our best to warn. In the same way as the watchmen and the angels setting over Israel and our countries of what's going to be allowed and what's going to come and what we can't stop. And blow ye the trumpet in Zion and sound the alarm in my holy mountain, and let all the inhabitants of the land tremble. Oh, it's going to do it, and it's going to get some bad stuff. It's going to happen, especially when that Ezekiel 38 and 39 and all that in there. Pooh, and that Gog and Magog, yep, it's going to happen. And the way it sounds, it might not be that long from now. We may even get to see it. Or the children after us, they may get to see this great big battle that's going to, by word, it's going to be a bad, bad battle. And nations gathering against the Israel out there, and against fighting over the lands and who's the ruler, and trying to take the Hebrews and Jews out. Yep, the Lord's got Israel in his hand. For the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. And it's always gave this dark day, and a day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness. And as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong, therefore hath not been ever the like, neither shall there be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. There's been over and over the Lord's given them victories when they was even surrounded. And the Lord gave them the victory. And there was times they was carried away captive all the way back then because of their own doings. And a fire devoured before them and behind them, and a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness, yea, and nothing shall escape them. If you could see angels even in this one, you know, angels working for the Lord and helping those people in a great big victory. You know, even though there's real battles that's going to be taking place out there, we got the Lord's angels that's helping them. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as the horsemen, so shall they run. Like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap, like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. Before their face the people shall be much pain. All faces shall gather blackness. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. And they shall march every one on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. Neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk every one in his path, and when they shall fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. You're not going to hurt one of the angels of the Lord. You're not going to run him through with a sword. Nope, you're not going to kill an angel of the Lord. No, them be his angels. Hello. They shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the wall. They shall climb upon the houses. They shall enter into the windows like a thief. You ain't going to stop an angel. No. And there was battles back then that they even had. That when the armies came in, they climbed the walls and ran through the city. You see, so we could play some of this back then. We could spiritualize it into the future, and even into these great battles at the very end, and even into the battle of Gog and Magog, or how the Lord's going to give them the victory against all odds. That way he may be glorified and receive the glory. His own arm has brought him the victory. Ooh, glory. The earth shall quake before them. The heavens shall tremble. Here we go. The sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. And the Lord shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great. Yeah, he got armies and armies and armies. ready to ride. For he is strong that executeth his word. For the day of the Lord is great and very terrible, and who can abide in it? Therefore also now, saith the Lord, turn ye even to me with all of your heart, and with fasting. Here we go. With fasting, and with weeping, and with mourning. We done talked about all that fasting stuff. We've been bringing a whole bunch of it. Maybe it's finally starting to catch on out there. And rend your heart and not your garments, and turn unto the Lord your God, for he is gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and of great kindness, and repenteth him of the evil. Well, he's over and over. The Lord showed his kindness and his mercies, but he set the word of when he's finally going to say enough is enough. I've had enough. We're going to bring him home. Oh, for who knoweth if he will return and repent? Well, there's times he did, and he gave him the